When you're ready, Ed.
Lie detector things out of them.
Hey, Bob. Morning.
It's 9:27.
You gotta wait for Kevin. You can't start without Kevin.
You could.
That's not Kevin, that's Damon.
Oh, my dearly son has arrived.
In person.
In person.
In person.
If I was Ed, I'd feel a little insulted you're not watching government oversight.
Damon's in the house.
Damon is in the house.
Oversight.
Of course, the meeting starts and the fan comes on.
Of course.
I remind you to speak up. Thank you.
Speak up with the fan on.
Use your meeting voice.
I will
You
use
mean
my
in really
meeting
deep voice, I could talk like this?
That would work.
All righty. Let's get this party started.
Not yet.
9:28.
Not yet.
Superintendent King, we have those 2 rooms waiting, right? Ready?
Good.
Why are you voting in? We get great mental health care.
Yeah. Remind me when it comes to signing his paycheck that when I think about it for a while.
Yeah. But he's one of the good guys.
Yeah, I know he's one of the good guys. Beautiful. Who are we waiting for?
We're waiting for 9:30.
It's 9:31.
No, it's not.
It's 9:30 according to my Omega.
It's 9:29,
Oh, for God's sakes.
according to the
Oh, Verizon time, yeah, that's right.
Verizon.
That's when you've been a stickler for detail.
Well, you know,
It's 9:30.
it says 9:30. And now it is 9:30. So, good morning and welcome to the January 27th meeting of the Carroll County Commissioners. Commissioner McCarthy will not be joining us today. If you'd like to join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I see we have Representative Taylor on Zoom. Good morning. Media questions.
Oh, sure.
Damon.
Damon Steer, Comeau's son. Did Terry say where she's going to be today?
She's unavailable. I believe it's. I believe she's with Frank.
Oh, okay, understood. One of the things I want to bring up is during the charrette, and Chuck, you probably will remember this.
Yes.
There was talk of the way station having or somebody having some sort of parking area for homeless people, because there's the identified need for a place for homeless people to go. I've been thinking about it on the way over, and I thought, I wonder if there's a way to offer some county land as a park and ride, and then maybe the state will pay for it, and we could have a place for our homeless people to, park for the night. Otherwise, they're going to be on private property or getting kicked out of the towns. And I think the idea for having it here is a good one, because Ossipee is in the middle of the county. It's got close access to the county sheriffs and the jail if need be. All the towns pay into the county. You've got a large amount of land, more than you know what to do with. And I think there's homeless all over, so I think it was a good idea. I think it deserves some thought with the new commissioners board, and I want to see what you thought of that idea.
Thank you. Just as a quick, not a quick response, but yes, I sat through the charrette and they did propose that. Honestly, where we've only been in a commission Parker and I have only been in a month. We haven't really had a chance to talk about it. The only thing that I would say at this point is, we do have some security concerns only because there are people that work for the county here 24 hours a day coming and going. And we would have to look at that.
Also security concerns around the nursing home.
That's it, exactly. It's the nursing home, the sheriff's department has people here. So we'd have to look at that, but at this moment, we're aware of it, but we haven't really addressed it.
Oh, right, I know, I didn't want that idea to get lost in the shuffle.
No, I appreciate you bringing it up, but at this point, we will revisit it at some point. Commissioner Parker, any thoughts?
Nope.
I don't know if that answers your question, but
It does.
I don't think it was a bad idea. I mean, the county has a lot of land,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure this would be exactly the place to do it, but we'll look at that going forward.
Right, and I did check with Conway, and the town manager told me that there's no overnight parking allowed in Conway.
The state, when I was on the governor's staff, the state is usually trying to keep them out of parking rides and long-term parking, so I understand your idea, but they're trying to not do that
Right.
off of state land.
Right, there's gotta be I mean, these people are gonna go somewhere, and it's probably better to give them a spot that's kind of safe and out of the way, rather than taking up, wherever on private property, and so, something's gotta give somewhere.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
Public comment?
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. Sorry that the clerk isn't here again. So it's been a month that she's missed these meetings. I hope everything's all right with her and her family, but once again, if she's not going to be able to make these meetings, I really think she should step down. She did run in the last minute. She was 11 minutes late for the swearing in, but they hadn't called the commissioners until 9:15, so she was sworn in, but she hasn't been to a meeting since. And that's it for now. Thank you.
Seeing no other public comment, we will recess to go into Hale's location select board meeting.
9:35.
And the first item on the agenda is approval of the January 17th minutes.
I so move.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Other business, we have checks, correct, Melissa?
They should be in that yellow folder right there.
The yellow folder.
We need you to vote to approve to pay those.
Okay, these are the meeting minutes. Okay, we have one for registration and yearly membership. And I believe this one is for $2,064. It's made out to the town of Conway from Hale's location. And that is in the amount of $2,064.65. It's for registration and yearly membership of,
The town of Conway handles the vehicle registrations for the folks in Hales, so
Right.
that's probably what that 2001 is. And then I think the second check is for the Tax Collectors Association, is that what it is?
yes, the second check is to the New Hampshire Association of Assessing Officials in the amount of $20. And that's the dues, I believe.
$20, that's outrageous.
$20 membership dues.
Okay.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second, all in favor? Aye. And you have one more agenda item on Hale's location. It's for a notice of intent to cut wood and timber.
Yes.
I'm not sure I can read the name. It's in the amount of, I'm not sure what the amount is.
There should be a map and lot number on it.
There, let's see. It's 178 acres. See if you can read that, Harold. You're younger than I am.
Not by much. 178.3 acres, acreage of cut 30 acres.
It's probably
It's Tom Fadden,
I think that's the logger.
that's the logger.
I'm not familiar with that names.
And then it's on US Forest Land.
Somebody tell the government.
Do we need a motion to accept that?
Please.
I move we accept. Once I
Second.
figure out where the hell we are.
Does it give you an actual total?
Um,
Couldn't find it. It's fairly extensive, it lists out what the hardwood is.
Yeah, so hardwood, ash, oak, yellow birch. That's a lot of trees.
About 700, 100 and something acres.
Oh, hang on, we gotta read that. I can hear the wind blowing.
The wind is blowing.
Talk about a lot of stuff you just don't need. Well, they're gonna see it too. White Mountain National Forest, Saco Ranger District, contract number 188032. $392 is the best I can figure out.
That's all I could see on it.
Yeah. And a plot map.
Does it tell you what the numbers are on the map?
Well, there's a, I can barely read them, it's like SDZ. I think the number is 392 is the one I've seen all the way through.
$392. Motion to accept.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
You okay?
Yeah, can I see it?
You certainly may.
Please tell us if we
More
got the
shed
right
light,
number.
shed more light on it than we have.
Well, you don't have to wait for me.
Okay, you're good.
Sorry.
Having no other business that I can see, correct? The Hales?
Nothing else for Hales.
We will close the Hales Select Board meeting and return to our regularly scheduled commissions meeting.
So can
Nine-
you
nine
sign me that says selectmen too, or no?
Sure.
Next up is the meeting minutes for,
Seven.
is that supposed to be the 17th, not the 27th, right, Melissa?
Yes.
For the meeting minutes of January 17th. Motion approved.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have the accounts payable manifest for January 24th, 2025 of $386,290.85. And the payroll manifests for January 24th, 2025 of $976.09. I'll do it one more time, $275,976.09. Motion to approve?
So moved.
All in favor?
Sure.
Aye. Okay. Next, we have bid openings for the old box truck.
Oh, that's delicious.
It appears we have two.
Oh, we can open them. Oh, thanks.
You may open one, and I will open the other.
Who's
Good
that?
morning.
Who is that mess,
Good
man?
morning,
Yeah,
Facilities Director
trying to
Murray.
keep my germs to myself.
We appreciate that. Can you sit at the end of the table?
Keep them up there.
Oh, this is definitely good.
Did we set a reserve on this?
1,500.
That's been passed on those.
Commissioner Parker?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a, do I read the name of the person? Kevin E. Gay for $3,212.00.
And I have one for Bob Stetson, Wakefield Road, Union, New Hampshire, in the amount of $2,575.
man for pro tem one.
We will give these to Director Murray, and he will proceed.
Yeah.
I would assume we would take the highest one, assuming it's acceptable.
Yeah, the only thing that I needed to see was the bid amount, contact information, and that's it.
The co-op count?
This is a valid bid as far as I'm concerned.
I was
Good to
wondering
hear.
about that.
And this too is a valid bid, so,
Would you like us to approve the high bid? Or would you
yeah,
like to-
no, I don't think I need to take any time. I would recommend that the commission is awarded to Kevin Gay, Groveton, New Hampshire, for the amount of $3,212.
I move.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our loss is co-op count is gain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for me?
No.
I'm gonna be hanging out for a
I
couple
guess we
things.
made it through the cold weather without any,
Well, through the cold snap, yeah.
yes, it's not cold.
Yeah,
Well,
I did have a generator issue that was affected by the cold, but that was resolved.
Right.
So other
Good.
than that, we're in good shape.
No news is good news.
Yeah.
Great,
Okay, I'll be hanging out for the other discussions
Okay.
later. Thank you.
great. Department head report from Administrator LaBeouf.
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Good morning. So far, so good.
Things are good. I think you received in your packet my end-of-year spreadsheet, possibly?
Yes.
If not, I have copies of this as well.
I left mine at home on the table.
Yes.
It should be in your binder.
Which Melissa sent it to us electronically.
It should be in your binder under number 6.
Yeah, under 6.
I'll be under 6?
Yeah, under 6. Would you care to take us through that?
Absolutely.
I do under 6.
Huh? You can have it back, thank you. All right, so, as anyone who knows me, I'm a big numbers guy. I like looking at things, comparing them to things in the past. So what I did in the spreadsheet, I looked at different categories, 2023 versus 2024. So what you have in front of you is a comparison of what some key indicators that we look at in the nursing home business to see if things have improved, gotten better, gotten worse. So I'm going to just go over this real quick. The census for 2023 versus 2024, we went up almost 5 days. So our average daily census went up about 5 days, which is very positive. Our admissions almost doubled from 65 to 112. And our discharges, you get more people in, you also get more people going out. Makes sense. So why was there such a big increase in admissions? Well, we kind of looked at the focus of the nursing home and changed it a little bit. So we do a lot more skilled nursing these days than we had in 2023. In 2023, there was about 3 Medicare residents. Last year, we had about 8. So when you bring more people in and they go home, you have to backfill those beds. The reason why we like accepting more Medicare residents is because the difference between a Medicare resident and a private and a Medicaid resident is about $420 a day in revenue, which is more. There are some small costs associated with Medicare residents because you are responsible for everything that they need when they're in there for the short-term stay, but the additional revenue more than makes up for that. So the staff has been wonderful about when you get a new admission, there's a lot of things that affects every department. From admissions to Bob and his team turning over rooms to housekeeping to laundry, social service. So it's a lot more work when you take skilled people, but they've accepted the challenge and they do a really great job with that. So as I said before, the Medicare census has gone up by 5. My Medicaid census has gone down by about the same, and my private pay census has gone up about 4.5. So if you look at those things, revenue-wise,
It's all positive.
all positive. We also looked at human resource issues, hires and terminations. So in 2023, we had 21 hires. In 2024, we've had 31, so plus 10. The terminations have also gone down. So in 2023, we had 43 terminations 31 of which have been voluntary. So people are like, okay, we like you, but we don't, we're gonna work somewhere else. With 12 involuntary terminations. In 2024, we had 32 terminations, which is down 11, 19 voluntary, 13 involuntary, which tells me people aren't leaving to go to other places as much as they were the year before. The year before, we had Taylor Community open up, very attractive benefit package and things like that. You know, people want to see if the grass was greener. Some of them did. They thought it was green. Other ones came back, which is positive. So looking at the hires and terminations, that was one of the goals, was closing the back door. So it's, if you keep bringing people in and they keep leaving, that's a problem. And we looked at when people start, if they stay within the first 3 months, they're going to stay for years. So we've revamped our orientation. We've revamped how they get treated on the floor. So before, you know, it was like a 20-minute or a couple-hour orientation right on the floor. Now we do a day-and-a-half orientation, make sure they're comfortable with the facility, comfortable with what their role is going to be, and then we put them with someone who trains, that's very patient, that will, you know, make them feel comfortable. So it's something that we look at. So a lot less people are leaving within the first 3 months, so that's positive. Our CMS star rating went from 1 to 3, and that, the thing that moves that more than anything is the survey. So last year, 2023, we had 2 deficiencies. This year we had 1. We would be a 5-star facility if it wasn't for the immediate jeopardy that happened a couple years ago, because that weighs very heavily on your star rating. Once that next year hits, it's going to be weighted less. So next year we should be at least a 4, as long as we continue doing good surveys. And the really, I don't say amazing, but the impressive part about making all these changes but still having a fantastic survey just goes to show the level of talent that's next door. Because a lot of times when you're adding new things, you know, people lose sight of just the basics and making sure the residents are getting good care. You know, and I'm really confident that they are. So, agency costs, you know, Scarlet Letter, you know, when Hawthorne wrote his book, you know, I don't think he was talking about agency, but, you know, it did go up last year, about 800,000, a little bit less. So it's one of those things that we're definitely looking at. If we can get more people to come in and keep them, that will go down. We did sign a new contract with a company that's going to lower our agency per hour rate, which will lower that number. But a lot of it, you know, you have to look for reasons why it went up. So the Taylor Community opened up. So when they opened, they hired 32 new LNAs and 16 nurses. So if you look at those numbers, that's over 2,000 or 2,700 hours a week of nursing time that's there, that's not working for us. So that, plus the lack of housing in the area, you know, it is a lot of things. Are there excuses? No. There are reasons. And, you know, again, it's our number 1 priority is lowering the agency costs. But, you know, when I talked to Lauren at Taylor, she told me how she hired and things like that. And, you know, they're assisted living and also independent living. So the level of care is a lot lighter there than it is here. If you look at revenue went up almost $1.1 million. And this revenue is only looking at revenue that we generate through Medicare, Medicaid, and private pay. We didn't look at ProShare, which is another $2.5 million. We didn't look at bed tax, which is over $1 million. So this is just on bed day revenue. So it did go up about 1.15 million. And cash collections went up almost $2 million. So we're collecting what is owed to us, whether it's a private pay person, whether it's a Medicaid person, whether it's Medicare. So we are collecting that, and that also helps with our tax anticipatory note, so we don't have to ask for money, you know, earlier. Right. Yep. So a lot of positives. Very proud of the staff. They've done a great job. We have a lot of. One of the reasons why, you know, when I started, I looked at the tenure of a lot of the department heads, and they've all been there a long time. They're committed to Mountain View. They understand what the goal is and why everyone works there, and to take care of the residents of Carroll County. And this year, in 2024, quick numbers, about 87% of our residents are Carroll County residents. So, the ones, the small percentage of people that were on vacation, broke a leg, were in the area, we took them, got them stronger, and, got them back home, so. Some of the new initiatives that we implemented in 2024, we have the Employee Retention Committee. Again, retention was a huge issue that we looked at and said we got to do something to address that. And that's an employee-driven committee that looks at things that's going to improve morale. So everything's on the table, good, outside-the-box ideas, anything, we look at and say, oh, can we do it? Will it make them, feel more engaged in the facility? We've been doing the You've Been Caught program where people, if they do something nice, they're rewarding, they're on the board, they also get a t-shirt that says you've been caught doing something nice. Example of people been caught, I had a staff member make chicken soup for a resident who wasn't feeling well. Made it at home, brought it in. She was caught doing something nice. I had another staff member that Damon left, the newspapers won't be delivered to us, so she actually goes every morning that she works and grabs a stack of them so other residents can read the newspaper. So little things like that, but mean a lot. A lot of things.
That's a great program.
I'd like to say, I stole it from someone that was doing it, but, it's definitely something that's been really positive. And we've recognized over 50 people so far this year, and it's only been in existence probably 3 or 4 months. In-house training's been one of the things that we saw. So if we're going to do all these new programs with Medicare and taking different types of residents, we want to make sure they're trained. And one of the things we looked at as a team is in-house training we see as more beneficial than something done online or through a computer. So in 2023, we offered 85 different times that you could do in-house training. Everything from dementia to wound care to you name it, we've done it. So Director of Quality's spearheaded that and made sure that the staff's getting what they're asking, and also based on her assessment what we need to do to become better. We've totally revamped the menus and the coming out of the dietary staff. Chris met with the residents and they pretty much took the whole menu from start to finish and decided what they wanted. So if anyone's been next door, the menus, it's a lot of homemade, fresh ingredients now. It's something that, Chris is he's a chef, so he was challenged to do that and he's really stepped up. So I think the food there is, I'd put that up against any facility in the state because it's really that good. And one of the last initiatives is the facility branding. We enjoy when people wear our stuff, especially when they're out and about and it says Mountain View Community, because whether it's on a t-shirt, whether it's on a windbreaker, things like that. So our goal is to get more people wearing our things so they feel that pride by wearing Mountain View garb. So it's something that has been a big initiative on my part because it's amazing what a t-shirt will mean to a staff member, because you see them now, we have the blues t-shirts for someone that, just, they've done something nice. Maybe not you've been caught, but, they're really busting their tail, take a blue t-shirt or they take a water bottle or things like that. So the staff has been incredible. They've stepped up every step of the way. They're the best of the best. They just come in happy, they do their job, and the residents are very lucky to have the staff. And I've always said, you take care of the staff, it's gonna, they're gonna take care of the residents, because if the staff's happy, and they understand their role, so, they make sure that the residents get great care, so.
Well, I think I speak for everybody, myself and other people in the county that we're thrilled that that's what's happening. I think it's come a long way just in the 18 months that I've been here, since you've been back. And I do go over there, as you know, on a regular basis. And I must tell you, it's a wonderful facility. I can't say enough good things about it. And you've made it a lot better. And I'm sure it's going to get a lot better. There was a lot of discussion about the star rating. And we look forward to going back to 5 eventually. Like, as you said, we have to cycle the past years. But once that happens, and obviously the revenue increase is very significant. We're talking about a lot of money here, so great job. thank you.
To all the staff, I have great staff.
Thank
and,
them for us, and
100%,
we
yeah.
absolutely appreciate the good work they do.
I will definitely pass that on.
Thank
All right, Commissioner Parker, any comments?
you. I think you said it all.
Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you.
Fred Keating, you have
Yes,
no
Fred,
questions?
we're we have to go, but fire, one quick.
Just a couple of things, while I've got the administrator here. Could you bring us up to date on your agency staff? You didn't mention the numbers there.
It's very similar to the last time you had it. It's about 21 LNAs and 3 RNs.
Okay, and I know you mentioned the funding, what we're paid. You came, Rich, I believe, November 2023. For that year, it was $1,584,000, and now we're at over $3 million. So the increase is $1,439,839. 2023, we had 41 pages of agency staff listed on it. 2024, we have 79 pages. So that's a lot more agency staff. I understand the second shift over there is basically all agency now, which, you know.
No, not necessarily. The numbers I got for 2023 was 2.2 million for agency. Maybe, I got this from finance, maybe there's some disconnect there.
Yeah.
Second shift does have more, anywhere in the state, second shift is always,
Harder to
the
fill.
shift that's always the hardest. It's that in-between shift. People like 11 to 7 like 11 to 7 because, a lot of times they have kids and things like that. First shift is first shift, everyone wants first shift. So I agree what you say. Again, pulling 2,000 hours a week of staff, definitely hurt. Before I took this job, I was looking at, I remember Bob talking about, losing another 5 staff members to Taylor. I remember looking at minutes going, okay, these people have lost, have left. We've been fortunate we've gotten some people back, but again, we still, our terminations are down over 2023. Agency really started to pick up, I believe it was May or June of 2023. So that, if you look at that agency cost, it was really consolidated for a 6-7 month period. So if you look at it per month, it's probably similar to where we're at now. Is it definitely a priority of ours? 100%. We talked about.
We've almost doubled in 2000.
Well, just keep one thing in mind, Fred.
Yeah.
Rich is showing $759,000 increase in agency costs. However, he's also brought in another $1,147,000 in revenue. So they don't necessarily correspond, but it's not a direct, we're actually in a positive at this point. And we recognize the agency staff as a problem.
Yeah. Have we done any training over there now in the building?
We haven't. We've talked to Kingswood about doing their training coming here. To do a training class is extremely, bring your own in, is extremely difficult to do because you pretty much have to take one person and take away their job so that they can do, training for 6 or 7 people.
Well, I know the nurse that lives with me is trained 30 since July.
Mm-hmm.
LNAs and MNAs, so.
Sure.
I really think you need to get that back in there to drop the agency cost. And until we do that, I think our agency cost is gonna go out, out of the roof here. We need to retain them. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Rick. Anything else?
Nope. That was
Rich,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Commissioner,
And we need
your non-public is ready.
okay, no, and what do we get, under,
A and C,
A and C?
please.
All right, motion, we enter a non-public session as allowed under New Hampshire RSA 91-A:3, 2, a public employee dismissal, promotion, conversation, or investigation, and reputation of a person other than a member of this board or subdivision there. That covers it.
We need a roll call.
I'll call over. Oh, yeah. Yes,
Commissioner Parker,
yes.
Commissioner McGee.
You're still chairman, so you can call the roll.
Yes. Well, we didn't do this.
Did you go in under A and B? Which one?
A and C.
C.
A and C. Okay. Was there a second roll?
Second to the roll call.
I made the
I
motion.
second to the roll, I guess I didn't say it loud, but second to the roll call. And we
Yes,
had-
yes.
Yes.
You have to- roll call means you have to physically say your name. and-
Yes.
My name is Harold Parker, and I vote yes.
Commissioner
Harold
McGee,
Parker.
yes.
Thank you. 10:03.
10:03.
Ed Coe is our spiritual leader.
10:03. Ed will keep us
If
in
you
line.
don't take the roll call, then that's not following the law.
I'm learning more every day.
I know.
I'm a little rusty. So.
All
And
right.
it's colon, not comma.
What, that's cool.
Colon 3, not comma.
Actually, it's a comma on this.
Ooh, hey Melissa, your form says comma 3.
Oh, it doesn't.
Is that a colon?
Oh, my God.
What do we do?
We're going to the non-public. I'm not
I'm just a giant typo this week.
Is it the 17th or the 27th? That's those questions.
91-A:3, 2.
Ed.
People call you that?
No. Who's
Okay.
then I punch him in the face and then we
Okay.
stop.
You should have said that people call that to his face. There's no difference.
It's 10:26.
We will now come out of non-public, and I'll entertain a motion to come out of non-public and seal the minutes for session 1 and session 2.
I motion to come out of
And
non-public.
in the session 1, do we have to identify what the A or AC, A or C?
Well, it's always a
Can I
good idea to
intervene?
do that. I'm not the executive board here.
So when you make a motion to seal the minutes, if you could state one of the 3 reasons there is the reason why you're doing it.
Number 3, really?
I don't know, yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
The RSA.
I move we move out of non-public session and seal the minutes for disclosure would likely have an adverse effect on the reputation of a person other than a member of the public body. I don't think the second one applies, action and effective. I think it's only the first one. Okay.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Roll call? Is that a roll call?
No, not a roll call. All in favor?
Favor.
Aye.
The third one is quite interesting.
Okay, I haven't read that.
The 3rd reason.
Yeah. Yes, I thought.
Yeah,
The law.
we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
What happened to the other one? I just heard you just do one of them. You had 2 sessions. You have
And
one
we
for
have
C.
one in A and C.
So both of them would fall under the
Both
reason
apply.
he just gave.
Okay.
Sorry, it's a little clunky. We're getting used to the new.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
figure out a way to make
There
this.
are
a
both
little smoother.
reputations and.
Yes.
Where are we?
We are now at the grant for the sheriff's.
Dominic has money.
Dominic has money. Come right down. Good morning.
Have had time to review the grants. One is for
Yes.
equipment and one is for hours to work, basically radar patrol. Like hands-on is one of the other options, meaning cell phones. And then I think it's seatbelts. So for hours for that. Both grants are for the New Hampshire Highway Safety. They're a 75-25, meaning the county would have to come up with 25%. State provides a 75%. We have done these in the past. I haven't done them in a few years. Radars that we have currently are going in for repairs now and then. They have reached their life. Some of them are actually borrowed from other towns, from their old ones that they got replaced. So this would provide 4 radars at the cost of 1, basically.
So this, I see our CFO signed this. So she's reviewed this.
Okay. Yeah, I did put it through her, by her, before, to see about the numbers and stuff.
She's currently handling grants, Melissa, is that correct?
Yes.
So she approved this, so I asked her to be here today, but she couldn't make it, so. Do we have to do them individually?
Yes.
Yes, because you
So
can-
how much,
you can
so we
do-
have to accept the grant for, we're gonna expend how much?
So the application for the equipment grant would cost the county $2,915.
Right. And the New Hampshire share is $8,745.
Correct.
Commissioner Parker, would you care to look at that?
I already looked at it.
Okay,
Good, very handy.
good. Motion to accept.
So move for public safety and to keep Dominic happy.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And the second one is,
Second one is for reimbursement costs for hours worked. And that grant amount would be $8,200, and $2,500 would be for the county purpose. That's how it
questions?
Nope.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Appreciate
it.
Take
Thank you.
time out of your busy schedule.
Thank you.
Now you got earthquake issues to deal with back there.
That sure felt like an earthquake.
Thank you.
Which happened at 10:23, according to Ed.
November financial statement release. You looked at that, I assume.
God, yes, I read it yesterday.
Questions?
No. A bunch of numbers.
A whole bunch of numbers.
Pages of numbers.
Pages of numbers. Motion to approve.
So moves.
Second. All in favor?
Yay. We're gonna take, what, 11 in front of 10?
Yes, we're gonna change the, well, first of all, we're gonna do the audit engagement letter, which we actually already approved, but it was amended to show a not to exceed amount of $46,000 for the annual audit. We don't have to approve it again, but I had asked what the cost was, and that is, it will not exceed $46,000.
Sure.
Question?
No.
We're going to change the order and go to the annex project discussion prior to the jail roof financing discussion.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, can I make a motion?
You may.
Mr. Chairman, after studying this for the last, well, actually even talking about it on the campaign, I would like to put a hold on all the annex project, from roof to hot top to rehabilitation, until we do another space assessment of the county building to see if there is space in the county building, which there could be, for a meeting room and offices, probably a meeting room more than anything else. I would feel a lot more comfortable before we spend $7 to $8 million to see what we can do there.
I would agree with that. I have kind of a long statement, but you've summarized pretty much everything I was going to say. When I got here, the project was already underway. It was not bid out, which I felt was a mistake.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was unhappy with that, and as it subsequently turned out, we did have to have a bid process because it's federal money. The funding for the project was in several parts, some of which was on a reimbursement basis, which made me very uncomfortable because you have to submit the invoices in order to get repaid, and if there's for any kind of hiccup, you will not get repaid. It's on us. So I was not happy with that. And for that reason, I voted against the project in April going forward. And at this point, I agree with Commissioner Parker. I think we should put a hold on it. I wasn't ever particularly happy with the use of $8 million of taxpayer money to do this. the current bid was 7,000,001, I believe,
Yeah, close to it.
of which we supposedly have all the funding if it all comes through. I think we're still waiting for a $2 million approval from USDA, which we do not actually have in hand yet. So at this point, if we do choose to go forward with the project, my feeling would be that we would use the $2 million to refurbish some of the interior here in the meeting rooms, but we would not go forward with the rest of the project. So having said that, I will second your question.
Yeah, I just disagree with your last one, but I'm not going to quibble again.
I will, would you care to make a motion, then?
Yes, so moved.
Second.
I'm not repeating that.
Second. All in favor of putting the annex project on hold indefinitely?
Before we vote, this doesn't mean we're canceling the project, it means we're putting it on hold till we...
Indefinitely hold.
Indefinite hold, till we study space needs in the old county building.
Correct.
Okay, aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I have another motion, if that's okay. Or do you want me to wait till other business? 'Cause I'm
Let's
kind
do
of-
the jail and annex roof.
Well, we don't have to do annex anymore.
Well, the jail roof financing. Based on the fact that we have funds available, we had funds available for the annex project, I would like to revisit that with our CFO and pay for the $650,000 roof project through existing funds, rather than bond it or lease it. I haven't been able to talk to her about that. I was hoping she could come today, but she was unavailable. But at this point, that's where we're going to go with the jail annex roof questions.
How much, 616?
It's $650,000. We've already approved the project. It's just a matter of funding it.
Do you know why she wanted to do bonds?
Because she felt that because all of the other funding was dedicated to the annex rehab.
All right, fine.
Any questions? Any other questions?
No, my pen just died.
We don't need a motion on that. It's just what we're going to do. Now, motions.
Commissioners, may I?
Yes. I was looking for you, Bob. I didn't see you over there.
I was hiding over in the
I was looking.
middle of the room.
He's been quiet there all day.
It glares a lot.
As far as the annex work commencing, I understand the position of the commissioners, but I would like to lobby that the roof repairs continue, because that's maintenance of this building, and without a good, solid, unleaky roof, that creates problems down the road in the future. So I'd like the commissioners to, reconsider the position on the roof repairs. That wasn't part of the overall remodeling of the annex, but it's going to be needed for continued maintenance.
Do you have a number tied to this?
Yes.
Yes, and it's already been approved.
11,000.
11,000? Well, I wasn't here when it was approved.
Right, no, it was 11,000, which
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't muddied in the waters of what you just
No,
voted on.
I think we should proceed with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll proceed
Do we
with
need a
that.
motion?
Thank you.
Al, I move that we proceed with 11,000. for
Second.
annex roof repairs.
All in favor? Aye.
Ready for the next one?
Anything else, Bob? Yes.
Over the next 30 days, I would like to make a motion, over the next 30 days, that a scope or job description for a full-time county CFO will be written with the expected help from our contracted CFO. At the end of said 30 days, we will advertise for a full-time county paid-for CFO.
I think that is an excellent motion. I have,
I know I'm just springing this on you, so.
well, it's something that I've had conversations with our HR person. I never quite understood why we were using an outside person versus a full-time employee. But I'll second that.
Call the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Third motion. I would like, and please don't shoot me, Melissa, for this next one. I'd like to put Melissa Siemens in charge of overseeing the financial department of contracted and public employees that are that they answer to her, and she is our conduit to them, or vice versa. Did I say that right? Does that make sense?
And I would ask you to speak up a little bit.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry.
The fan is on.
So you're suggesting we put Melissa to oversee the 3 people in the finance department?
Yes, and also work with the CFO to make sure that all proper financial information is readily available, I guess is the best way to put it. Did I speak up loud enough? For people across the world, sorry.
So the structure would be the CFO will work with the finance people, but the finance people will be overseen by Melissa.
Including the contract CFO.
I'll second that.
Call it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry, Melissa.
You're on a roll.
Well, I didn't mean to spring that on you, but
You're on a
I've
roll.
been shooting this problem for over a month, and it's like, it just doesn't make sense how we
I've
do
been
it.
here a while, I didn't even flinch.
Yeah, it's true.
You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
Well, actually, that's the end of my role.
That's the end of your roll?
Unless you have motions, I do.
I don't have any motions today.
No.
Commissioners' reports and comments. Any comments?
I think I pretty much commented on it.
I think you did. Other business, there isn't any that I know of. Melissa?
Oh, come on, Fred.
Hang on, Melissa, any other business?
Just double check in my folder real quick, just to make sure.
The one thing we briefly touch on, we did not receive any responses to the Hay RFP.
I do have a fourth.
So we will get together with our DPW director and decide how we're gonna handle it this year, if we're gonna hay, how we're gonna hay. And that will be at a future meeting at some point.
I do have a fourth motion.
Yes.
I would like to move, since we're putting a pause on this project in the annex, that yourself and Melissa formally survey the registry of deeds, talk to the county attorney about our old conference room, and do an assessment of how much space we actually have, viable space, not just that we can actually use in the old annex. And we would like to start that process immediately.
Yeah, I've had some conversation with our new,
Yeah, I'm making it
with our
official.
new register. Just the fact that the traffic in the registry is much, much lighter than it used to be because most of the information is available electronically. And we're asking them to reevaluate their space needs and,
Is probate still open office?
that I know of, space needs
Didn't
going
hear the
forward.
question.
Probate
but
still
I'll,
have an office here?
No.
Okay.
But I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now the fan goes up. Now I'm done with
Any,
motions.
Fred, public comment?
Yes, I'd just like to say, I agree with the roof at the jail. We had all these ARPA funds, and under the standing allowance, my understanding is that basically that money could be spent on anything on the complex here. So I would agree that that money there should be used for the jail roof, and we shouldn't bond it out and, or finance it out. It should be paid for. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Brian, did you have any questions? Brian? I guess not. Is he still on with Melissa?
Yes. Representative Taylor, do you have any comments today?
Negative. Just trying to find my view plate. Thanks. Appreciate you asking.
Thank you.
Seeing no further business, we will adjourn.
Ed?
I'm sorry.
I just had a comment about this intent to cut. This is a pretty big intent to cut, and I know it's the USDA, and I understand that it's a state land, correct? But there's information missing here that I think you should make sure that they put down, is the access roads are very important.
Yep.
Also listing if there's any cemeteries on the property.
Yep.
That's usually something that should be on this form, and I don't see any map and lot. I don't know why this form doesn't have it, most of them do.
I find that form very lack of information.
Yeah, and because it's a large plot here, I would just have them fill that out and make sure it has that.
We can do that.
Let's put continuation on it until. we get
All right, we'll
back.
table that until, Melissa, we're gonna table the Gales location.
The
Until we get the
Intent to
map
cut.
and lot
Intent to
and
cut.
the access road.
And also, yeah, and
and
cemeteries.
cemetery.
And
Until next
Because
week.
God knows the woods around here are loaded with them, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is, whenever this county changes who reports to who, it would be really, it's something that delegation's been asking for years. I asked for it 6 years ago, never got it, is a complete organization chart for the commissioners and the delegation to use so they know who works here, who reports to who.
We're gonna work on that.
And we heard that for 6 to
Well,
10 years now. That way everybody's clear who reports to who.
Can we turn that around in a week?
I had
That's-
mentioned about,
have it
over at the nursing home, you have a director of quality that reports to the administrator. If you look at the structure of that, it's not the best way to do that. That person shouldn't report to the person who runs the nursing home. That person should report directly to you
Yep.
for oversight. Having those, it's like having.
No, we understand. I
Okay.
get it.
All right.
Well, I like
I
to
get
talk
it.
about it.
No, it's okay. It's good.
Yes, you too.
It's good.
No, we will start giving you charts next week, and if you find something that needs to be expanded on, let us know, then we'll go dive into it and expand on that.
Okay, thank you.
We're about
All right,
transparency.
one more time. Yeah, having, Melissa, any comment?
No, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Having said that, we will adjourn until the call of chair.
So moved.
Second. Away we go.
Let's go survey earthquake damage.
4.1, southeast of York, Maine.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it was an earthquake, all right.
3.9 somebody said.
I've been in a lot of earthquakes. I know an earthquake. That was an earthquake, trust me.
I
was one that-
everything we have to sign.
I was one that threw me out of my bed in Taiwan.
that corner of the building right
Hang
here.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have to sign this one? No.
No,
Oh, no, I
that's
got
just
this.
for you.
Yeah.
It's just
Just
for
to make
you.
sure we sign all our documents.
People
and everything.
felt
Yeah, this
all
time,
over
so we don't have to
the
come back.
thing, you know,
It's just for you, so if you have any
and all.
Yep.
work you want me to do on anything on the list, or you have anything I've missed,
I forgot my
because
fifth motion.
you've been throwing a lot out there.
I'm not going back in
We'll
the
wait
session. I
till
can wait
next
for
week.
the ag
We'll
one
wait
till
till
next
next
week.
week.
Do you want
It's
to-
going, damn it.
Do you want to take this home, or?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna bring it down to Concord.
Here you go.
Imagine somebody's gonna notify Siemens.